Greetings, my name is Alicia Chambliss Drake, and today I will be presenting my project entitled Becoming a Better Me. This project focuses on interpersonal communication and was created for Human Services 508 at Liberty University. Throughout this presentation, I will discuss the concept of interpersonal communication, my overarching goal and enlarging the conversation, my personality blend and potential communicational barriers that occur, noise pollution, and my action plan for becoming a better communicator and listener. To begin, what is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication is communication that involves participants talking and listening in such a way that maximizes the personal. It focuses more on the person versus the roles that the person has. Interpersonal communication is important because it yields to an increased quality of life, more fulfilling relationships, and a better understanding of yourselves and others. For this project, I had two overarching goals. The first goal was to enhance and improve my communication and listening skills by effectively becoming a level 1 listener and increasing my ability to make firm decisions when communicating my ideas with others. Secondly, as an educator, I wanted to facilitate and encourage the formation of effective communication and listening skills in my students. According to Bond 2012, when students become effective listeners and communicators, the classroom fosters motivations and improvement in learning and listening among students and instructors. According to Peterson, good communication is the oil that lubricates the engine of all relationships. In order to do this, I must first understand how to enlarge the conversation. This means understanding how I get my ideas across, what I can do to improve my communication skills and listening skills, as well as what I can do to help improve the listening and communication skills of others. In this class, I was discovering who am I. The following materials were used to assist me in the process of better understanding myself, my relationship with others, and to propel me on the road to becoming a better me. At the beginning of the course, we used two assessments. The first assessment was the Uniquely You Personality Assessment. The next assessment was the Interpersonal Communication Skills Test, and the following textbooks were used. How to Solve the People Puzzle by Carbonell, Bridges Not Walls by John Stewart, Why Don't We Listen Better by James Peterson, and Listening, the Forgotten Skill by Madeline Burley Allen. In order to understand how to communicate with others, you must first understand the personality profile types. Carbonell describes a personality profile type based upon the DISC model, D-I-S-C. D stands for outgoing, task-oriented, I, outgoing, people-oriented, S, reserved and people-oriented, and C, reserved, task-oriented. In addition, you must understand your personality profile or blend. According to the personality profile assessment, I was an SI or IS personality type. Based upon the Uniquely You Personality Profile Assessment, two graphs were presented. The first graph was entitled, This is Expected of Me, and basically described what people expected from you. According to this, my strengths are my people-oriented skills, and I have a weakness of always seeking approval. To the outside world, I am perceived as kind and compassionate and a relational and emotional leader. In the second graph, This is Me, I had the same personality type, IS or SI. This graph detailed who I am despite what people expect of me. My strength again were my people-oriented skills, and one of my weaknesses was my inability to complete tasks. The real me, according to this graph, is charismatic, a conflict negotiator, outgoing yet reserved at times, and a combination of energy and slowness. Based upon my personality profile type, some positive aspects include I am an inspirational and influential person and leader. I can relate well to others and make friends easily. I can be a leader or a follower depending on the situation and what is needed. From a negative standpoint, I have a weakness in completing tasks to the best of my ability and often focus more on people than the task at hand. I compromise more than I should in various situations, and I often forget about logical thinking and firm decision making because I want to seek the approval of others, and I often am afraid to voice my opinion. Based upon the second assessment, Interpersonal Communication Skills Test, I received a score of 62 out of 100. Based upon this score, the results suggest that I am insightful and able to reflect some sense of empathy, but I still have room to improve on communication. As mentioned earlier, interpersonal communication is a two-part process. It involves listening and speaking. According to Stewart, he defined these two things as inhaling and exhaling. According to Burley Allen, there are three levels of listening. Level 1, empathetic listening. Level 2, hearing words but not really listening. And level 3, listening in spurts. Listening barriers exist when someone hears what he wants to hear but is not really understanding or listening to what is being communicated. Based upon my personality type as well as my interpersonal skills test, the following are potential barriers that can negatively impact me from communicating effectively when engaging in interpersonal communication. First, biased listening, where I prejudge what I think is going to be said before hearing what is actually communicated, and being the self-conscious listener while focusing on myself versus what the other person is communicating to me. Some noise pollutions that affect interpersonal communication occurring include environmental conditions such as the room temperature or noises, unfamiliarity of people and or places. To become a more effective listener and communicator and to achieve my overarching goal, I've set an action plan. First, I'll continue to study the personality profiles to be better acquainted with them. Make listening and communicating more active versus passive. Implement the talker listener card in my life as well as in my classroom. Seek only the approval of God and let go of fear. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. Thank you.